Hey, welcome to Nicole Windle Yoga. So today we're focusing on getting a strong Chaturanga, or maybe just improving your Chaturanga or understanding proper Chaturanga. Either way, everything's Chaturanga. If you don't know what that is, you will know shortly. So you will need a strap. If you don't have a strap, if you've got a dressing gown belt you can use, fabulous. And 2 blocks. Now, if you don't have 2 blocks, do you have 2 high books or a stack of books that you could potentially use? About just a bit higher, longer than your hand. So I believe that Chaturanga is like the gateway to so many poses. You build that upper body strength, you incorporate the whole body in that movement, flowing through your vinyasa. And it's really important to try and make sure that your Chaturanga is correct, so you're not causing any unnecessary strain on your rotator cuff, your shoulder girdle. You want to make sure that all the muscles surrounding that are active, your core is active, your legs are active. So yeah, let's get ready. So let's begin getting nice and warmed up. So it includes a lot of planks. Yes, I hear you say. So let's come down into our forearm plank. So on your elbows to be underneath the shoulders and the wrists facing forwards. Careful of the bum being too high or too low. You want to create that nice straight line. Reaching forwards through the crown of the head, navel towards the spine, and engage the legs. Push the heels towards the back of the room. Nice, let's take 3 more breaths here. Keep pushing through the forearms, pushing through the hands, stabilizing through the shoulders. 1 more breath in, 1 more breath out. Let's bring the knees down. Bring your left forearm in front of the level with the top of your mat, and let's come into our side plank on one side. So you can either stack the feet or have them scissor legs apart. Making sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder once more, and then let's lift up. You can have one knee down on the floor if you need that extra stability, that's totally fine. So coming into your side plank, we're going to take 5 dips. So inhale, lift the hips, dip it down, nice. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's swing ourselves over to the other side. Again, making sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder. Have the legs however you did on the other side and lift the hips up. Let's take 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. Let's come back onto our hands and knees. Bringing the forearms down to the floor, tucking the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips. So you can have the forearms in a straight line, or maybe you're clasping the hands. Walking the toes in, sit bones are up nice and high. Let's come into our dolphin dips. Let's take 10. So bringing the chin over the wrists and then push it back. 1. Engaging navel to spine. Relaxing the shoulders, bringing the hips slightly down and then push it back. Let's do 4 more. Last one. And then bring the knees down, coming into your child's pose, forehead resting down, arms coming down the sides of your legs. Breathing into the back of the rib cage. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Let's take 1 more breath. And then lifting ourselves all the way back up. So let's come into our full plank this time. So you want your shoulders to be over the wrists, tucking the feet, legs straight. So you've got a few options. You can have the legs straight like this, or you can bring the knees down. If you're bringing the knees down, try and dip the hips down so the upper body is in a straight line and you're not coming back into a tabletop position. So hips are down, but you don't want them to come all the way down like so. Try and find that happy medium where you get that core stability. If the legs are straight like me, pushing out through the heels, reaching forward through the crown of the head. Now, wherever you are, can you pull the navel to the spine and try and press the floor away? Can you try and press the middle of the shoulder blades up towards the sky? Imagine you're trying to push a car uphill. So you activate your anterior, your serratus anterior, which is these muscles here protecting your shoulder girdle. So pressing down into the floor. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. Let's bring the knee towards the nose, rounding the spine. Step it back. Other knee, bring it in. Step it back. Right knee, right elbow. Step it back. Left knee, left elbow. Step it back. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bring the knees down. From here, you want the hips to stay on top of the knees. Let's come into our puppy pose. So start to walk the hands forward. You want to keep the hips stacked on top of the knees, starting to bring the forehead down towards the floor, melting the chest down towards the floor as well. If the forehead comes down with ease, maybe you can look towards the hands and start to bring the chin down towards the mat. Now, if the chin doesn't reach, then just stick with the forehead. That's totally fine. It's quite a deep shoulder opener, so be careful. Keeping active through the arms, active through the hands. We're going to take 5 breaths here. As you exhale, can you melt the chest towards the floor a little bit more? Nice, and then inhale, walk the hands all the way back up. Let's take a cat stretch around the spine, drop the head, lengthening out through the other side of the body. Taking any other movement that you need to release out of that. Nice. So from here, let's just do a chaturanga to begin with. See where we're at today. So lifting up straight legs or bent legs, wherever you are. I'll do the bent leg option first. If you're doing bent legs, you're going to bend the elbows and try and draw the elbows in towards you and chest coming down to the floor. Now most of you probably come all the way down and then start lifting up. If you're in your full chaturanga with straight legs, bending the elbows, lowering the chest down, and you may come all the way down, but you want to hover here and then lift up into your up dog. So a couple of ways to get you there. Option 1 is to use a strap. Either you have a strap or you have a dressing gown belt. If you have a strap, then you can use the little ties to tie it around you. If you've got anything else, improvise. I'm sure you can do something. Either way, you want to wrap the strap above your elbows on your upper arms, but you don't want it to be too close, too tight. You want it to be just so that your arms can be in a straight line, shoulder width apart. So you may just need to have a little play around with this, see how you feel. Lovely. And then you want to keep the strap above the elbows. Let's move that out of the way. Nice. So coming over into your plank position once more. So this is going to keep my elbows in a straight line, lowering the body down towards the floor. They can't bend out to the side and they can't come too close in. Again, listen to your body, loosen it if you need to, if it feels a little bit too tight. Again, so stepping back into your version of plank, wherever your legs are. Then you want to draw the chest forwards, Start to bend the elbows. So the strap's not going to let you go down very far, but that is how tight you want the elbows to be glued into your body. If you come down, it should support you there. It's like the easiest chaturanga plank ever. The strap is taking the weight of my body, and then push it back up. Have a couple of plays with that, see how it feels. Maybe your elbows can stay in quite close without that. So that's just another option. Again, you can have a play with different tightness and looseness. Next option is to use your 2 blocks or books, lots of books, whatever. They're going to go underneath the shoulders to stop you coming down, or underneath the chest. If you've got some books, you can place them all underneath the chest. If you've got 2 blocks, you can place them underneath the shoulders. So you want to set yourself up so that the hands are behind the blocks, and you want to set them shoulder width apart, obviously. So listen to your body, see about where your shoulders are, doesn't have to be dead on. And then you're lifting back up into your high plank or with knees down. So from your plank, you're sending the chest forwards, bending the elbows, keep them glued in as if you've got the strap, and then bringing your shoulder heads onto the blocks. That is as low down as you ideally want to go. Your body's in a nice straight line. Check it all out, see how it all feels, and then push it all the way back up. Nice, bring it back down. Chest going forward, shoulder heads are rounded and pointing towards the front. Nice, so your chest isn't coming down. Pretend that the floor is lava. So from here you then push up into your up dog, and then push back into your downward facing dog when you flow through vinyasa. Right, so shall we have a little go without? Have as much playtime as you want with the blocks and the strap, or whatever props you've got at home. And then when you come back into it, notice how much you've got to engage the core to support the lower back, to prevent that dipping of the lower spine. If the legs are straight, you want to incorporate the thighs to keep them off the floor, pushing the heels backwards. You're trying to send the chest forwards so the chest isn't dipping down towards the floor. You're trying to keep that straight line as you lower down and then lift up into up dog. So let's have another go. Without anything this time, knees down, knees lifted. I'll leave that entirely up to you. Pressing into your plank. Send the chest forwards, lower down. Nice, look where we are. Inhale, lifting up into up dog. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. So once you've got that and you know how it feels, using the knees at any point whenever you need to, you start to build up a lot of strength in your upper body and a lot of strength in your lower body, knowing what you need to include, helping you to support you through this movement through your vinyasa. And then when that becomes nice and easy, you can add in some one-leg chaturangas, double push-up in your chaturanga. You can get really funky, and then this can help you with stabilization in crow pose, headstand, handstand, all those arm balances. So I hope this helped, and give it a little go, have a practice. If it doesn't work one week, that's fine. If it works the next session you practice, perfect. And then once it's like riding a bike. Once you get it, you'll never go back to doing whatever you were before. So thanks for joining me. See you next time.